Are you really fat and truly ugly? So read a sign advertising a gym I came across recently. Come join our club, it said. Then you won't be fat, only truly ugly. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show that will help you get fit and good looking at the same time. Welcome to the Men's Health and Women's Health Show. On the show today, yoga asanas to help improve your sleep. An inspiring story of a men's health cover guy who transformed his body and changed his life. And our restaurant spy goes breakfast hunting. Will she pick good health or good taste? Weight loss stories always strike a chord. But can weight gain and other body transformations be just as inspiring? Men's health cover guy Jitendra Rajput went from brawny to almost scrawny to become a fitness model. Here's his story.
When I was in my school days, my father pushed me into the gym. Then I started working out. I tried 4 times to come up on the cover page, but I was not selected.
Meet Jitendra Rajput, the man whose mantra in life is to try and try again until you succeed.
It took me really hard work to do to shed lot of muscle mass and to see myself as a leaner guy.
In June 2012, Jitendra ended up on the cover of Men's Health magazine. But the journey there wasn't an easy one, especially for someone who is training to be a professional bodybuilder.
It was really very difficult for me, but then when I joined the gym, I used to see like big guys over there, so I got inspired with them also, and I started eating more, like almost 6 to 8 meals a day and a lot of food supplements. So I'll end up gaining weight 94 kg. So like 55 to 94 kg, it's like a skinny guy to a fat guy. So that's how a bodybuilder train. They have to gain a lot of muscle mass, and then they have to shed some weight to make their body totally ripped, so that they can win a contest.
Once he won the Mr. Delhi title, Jitendra set his eyes on his next goal, the cover of Men's Health. And once again, his body needed to go through a transformation. And this time, it wasn't about gaining, but losing the massive muscle mass.
Losing muscles is really difficult. It's difficult to gain, and it is like extra difficult to lose also. If you want to look leaner, you can't hide your muscle, right? If you have bigger arms, you can't hide it. So that's how I cut down my meal portions. Like I used to eat 8 times, I started eating at 4 times. So like my body was in catabolic stage. So I started losing muscles. So then my muscle size was reduced. So then I got my portfolio done. Right now I'm carrying 8% body fat percentage. And at my contest level, I was almost maybe 4 or 5. And that time I was more ripped, more hard and more bulky. Like with the more muscle mass and less body weight. See, now I'm weighing the same, it's 76 kg body weight. Okay, but my body is like smaller than that competition level. I used to carry like a lot of big muscles. Like that's how a bodybuilder look like. So then I turned into myself into a modeling when I quit bodybuilding. Then I started shedding weights, shedding some muscle weight. So that's how I reduced my muscle mass and I got Men's Health cover guy physique. My workout frequency is like 6 days a week. I do different body part every day. Like one day I train my chest along with my abs workout, right? The second day I train my back, then with my obliques workout. Then the Wednesday I train my legs and calves and my lower back. Then the 4th day I train my shoulder, and the 5th day I train my back and tricep muscles. So that's how I maintain my schedule. I completely avoid all kind of junk food, fast food, fried. My normal diet is right now, it's you can say just a home food. I eat like a proper lunch, dinner and the breakfast. Like breakfast is my oats and milk with some nuts. And I come to the gym, I have some energy sports drink. After workout I have a whey protein, then 2 banana maybe or 1. And then my lunchtime I eat just a normal food, maybe rice, dal or chapati, like Indian food home. That's it. And evening I have a glass of cold coffee with some biscuits and some fruit salad every day.
Today, Jitendra continues to strengthen his body not only for the physical aspect but also to ensure a healthy lifestyle. In the process, inspiring many with his incredible body transformation.
I never thought I'll be known for a certain body type or maybe my body, because I've always concentrated on my singing and acting. But I think this is also part of your regime now. If you're an actor, you have to concentrate on your body as well. It gives a different dimension to you. But the thing is, I've not lost weight. I've only lost fat and gained muscle. So I think that's a good thing to do. But it's very tough. It's really tough. If you read my Twitter profile, it says actor, anchor, crooner, donor, poser, composer, hogger, jogger, blogger. I'm no longer a hogger because I've stopped eating carbs mostly. I don't eat carbs after lunch. And yeah, I jog a lot. So you should live a healthy lifestyle and just exercise a lot.
We've all heard of marathons, but what if you had to cycle 20 kilometers, run 5k, and then swim the last 1k all to complete a race? Two tough girls from Women's Health did just that at Delhi's first ever sprint triathlon. Let's see how they fared.
It was Delhiites' chance to be a part of the capital's first ever international triathlon, and covering the 26-kilometer distance in the scorching heat was no easy task. Apart from the other participants, taking on the challenge head-on were these tough women from Team Women's Health.
A couple of months ago, we got this invitation and we were really excited to be associated with the event. We're doing it as a team. Two of us from Women's Health are doing it together, and we hope we do well.
Well, I'm nervous, but I'm eager to start, and let's see how this turns out.
We're about to start right now, and finally we're getting butterflies in our stomach. At least I am.
I like a good challenge, and I thought since this is in Delhi, it's pretty as close you can get. So I thought, why not give it a try?
So what really went behind cycling for 20 kilometers, followed by a 5-kilometer run, and then swimming for another 1 kilometer? Well, before attempting this, Gagan and Sonalini practiced hard for a month, and with sheer grit and determination, they could actually complete this.
It was a wonderful experience. I never thought I'd actually be able to run, swim, and cycle, but I did all three.
We train 6 days a week. So we cycle for an hour. We used to cycle for up to an hour, 40 minutes, swim one day, and one day would be running. And over the weekends, we would have a back-to-back workout where you would cycle and then run, or swim and then switch to cycling.
The tough part wasn't so much the actual running or swimming or cycling. The tough part was the heat. It was incredibly hot outside.
We didn't see too many women participate here either today, but I'm glad this event has finally come to India, and especially to Delhi, which is so close to us. And I'm glad I could be part of a handful of women who participated in the triathlon. I'm hoping more events like this come, and women show up in a larger force. And because if the men can do it, then even we can.
The main takeaway for the race, for me, has been that I actually could push myself. I didn't realize I could. And I think that is something working for Women's Health has taught me to do.
In the world of long working hours, frappuccinos and cappuccinos, one common casualty on order is sound sleep. Today we have our gorgeous yoga expert Mini Shastri showing us yoga stretches that can help you get a better night's rest.
Yoga to sleep better. These simple practices in yoga help in calming the nervous system and the mind, since insomnia often afflicts people whose nervous system is in a constant reactive state. These regular poses help the fight or flee to be met with greater equanimity. This series is designed to help you tune out all the noise and clear the chatter in the head. Watch the breath, slow down the mind, and do not feed off the stress or anxiety or the constant fluctuations of the mind. Begin by sitting in Virasana. Raise the height of the hips using a prop. It could even be a bunch of books. Align your spine to be a straight line. Lower your chin and take a few breaths in this pose. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Do not compromise the length of your spine by trying to press the heels down. Press away with your hands and allow the spinal column to lengthen. Ease into a rhythm of breath and let your forehead heavily rest on a height using a block or a bunch of books. Slide your right shin in between your hands. Strategically allow the thigh to come underneath the right side of the abdomen, massaging. And allow the thinking mind to heavily rest. Take a few breaths in this pose. Lying on your back, let your bent knees fall to one side. Open the arms, turn your head to look at the opposite arm, and allow the breath to become rhythmic. Let the inhalation and exhalation become equal. Take 5 breaths on each side. Shoulder stand or Vipreet Karani. To allow the back of the scalp or tension in the lower back to release to this beautiful anti-gravity pose. The properties of this pose are such that it calms the nervous system. Hold up to a minute with slow, long exhalations. You may even rest your legs up against the wall if you're not ready to raise the hips. These set of poses should ideally be done before dinner. Bring a bolster underneath the forehead. Bend one leg and place the heel on the groin. As you fold forward, parallel your shoulders and let your forehead rest onto the bolster. Repeat both sides, holding each side for 5 breaths. Finish the sequence with 12 rounds of left nostril breathing, as it increases the activity of the parasympathetic nervous system. Listen to the internal sounds fully, knowing that you're creating the conditions for balance and deep quiet. Lying on your right side may be more conducive to sleep.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We all know that. But did you know it's also the best time to fulfill your most indulgent cravings? Because then you have the entire day to burn them off. Go on, reach for that bar of chocolate and let our restaurant spy tell you more.
We are told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But how many of us do it right? Let's find that out today as our nutrition expert Lavneet Batra takes us on a morning feast.
Break your fast not only affects your metabolism but also affects the choices you make for rest of the day. So it's very important to choose the right breakfast option. It's not just enough to eat breakfast, especially when you have so much variety, you need to know which choices to make. Egg Benedict is a very popular breakfast option. But here I also have a choice of omelette, which is prepared home style. So I'm going to go for omelette with some vegetables. With my omelette, I have the option of mushrooms and chicken sausages. Sausages are restructured meat. So even if it is made with lean meat with this chicken, stay away from it during your breakfast and go for vegetables instead. Egg Benedict is made with 3 whole eggs, comes with ham and croissant. It makes it very high in fat, which you don't want, otherwise you'll feel sleepy throughout the day. Ham is a cured meat which contains nitrites and nitrates, so it's not a good choice for your breakfast. Any kind of sandwich is again a very popular pick. Here I also have an option of bread pakora. Bread pakora has a stuffing of potato. So certainly it's very high in fat and carbohydrates. Stay away from it. Go for the sandwich even if it comes with cheese. It will give you some protein as opposed to pakora, which is just pure fat and carb. This pakora comes with brown bread, but again that doesn't make it healthy. Integral to breakfast and definitely makes it wholesome. Go for whole fruits instead of going for cut fruits which are kept out for long. I have a choice of banana, apple, pineapple and watermelon. A lot of people fear eating banana, but there's no harm eating a banana. It is very good source of potassium which keeps you energized throughout the day. Especially before your workout, it can give you an extra push to have a good run. I have a choice of porridge and pancakes. These pancakes can look very mini, but 3 pancakes have about 50 grams of sugar. That would probably make up your sugar for 5 days. So stay away from pancake and go for porridge, which is made with whole grains. Breakfast plate should always be a balance of fat, proteins and carbohydrates. I have picked omelette made with whole eggs. A lot of people prefer going for egg white omelettes. But if you don't have high cholesterol levels, you can safely have 1 egg yolk a day without worrying about it. For your carbohydrates, you can always rely on porridge. I have multigrain porridge which is made with all whole grains. You can include dalia, oats or amaranth in your porridge. Just stay away from cornflakes because they are high in sugar. Bread definitely makes up for a very convenient breakfast option. Most breads do contain sugar in them, so it's always better to go for a roti. But if you are in a rush, go for whole wheat bread and don't get fooled by multigrain labels. When you're picking your fruit, go for whole varieties. Don't have cut fruits or fruits which comes in syrup. Go for seasonal fruits. So in summers, there's no harm in going for mangoes, especially if you are going for a workout right after it. It'll give you the extra energy you need. Mangoes are also very rich in vitamin A, great for your skin. So a healthy breakfast plate must contain a low-fat protein, which would be egg, or for vegetarians, it could be sprouts or yogurt. At least half of your plate should consist of fruits and vegetables of different color to give you phytonutrients, antioxidants and fiber in the morning. And if you like to drink something for your breakfast, don't go for fruit juices because they are actually very high in sugar. Go for fresh coconut water. It gives you antioxidants and very rich in potassium, which can get rid of your water retention. You can go for buttermilk because it gives you a little bit of protein and has a probiotic effect. Or you can go for lemonade, which gives you vitamin C, a very strong antioxidant. Never skip your breakfast. Your body needs that energy in the morning. And don't try to kill your hunger with tea or coffee in the morning. Eat within 1 hour of waking up. And you can add some nuts to your breakfast to give you a boost of healthy fats. As long as you follow these simple tips, you'll stay energized throughout the day without feeling sluggish.
With that, it's time to wrap yet another episode. For more regular updates, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jamal Sheikh and on Facebook at Jamal S. Sheikh. And until next week, do keep working out and looking great. For you won't be happy with your fit, not until you're at your fittest.